Welcome back, everybody, to Knuckle Game Podcast, where we don't just talk fights. We break them down. We build them back up. And occasionally, we start arguments in the comment section. What's good, everybody? I'm your host, El Banger. And if you're an MMA fan, man, this is the type of card we've been waiting for. Everybody's talking about Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway 2, and rightfully so. It's one of the biggest rematches the UFC has put together in years. But let me tell you something, man. This card ain't a one-fight show. Nah, this is stacked. I'm talking about fights that could easily steal fight of the night. Now, we're going to shift to one of the most technical fights on the card. Cory Sandhagen versus Mario Bautista. Can Sandhagen's creativity outclass Bautista's relentless fundamentals? Or is Mario about to score the biggest win of his career? Trust me, this one is a chess match with 4-ounce gloves. No question. All right, we're going to go from controlled chaos to straight up martial arts masterclass. Cory Sandhagen and Mario Bautista. This fight probably won't get the same attention as McGregor and Holloway. It won't have the same social media buzz. It won't have everybody making memes. But if you actually love mixed martial arts, this might end up being one of your favorite fights of the night, because these two are technicians. I mean, really, they are. Now, let's talk about their road to the UFC. Let's start with Cory Sandhagen. This dude wasn't the biggest kid. He wasn't the strongest. He wasn't the most explosive athlete walking into every gym. What he became was one of the smartest fighters in the sport. Sandhagen climbed the ladder in an old-fashioned way. Regional shows, hard fights, learning every time out, building his striking, building his grappling, adding weapons every single camp. By the time he made it to the UFC, he wasn't just another prospect. He was already one of those fighters that coaches loved because he understood distance, timing, and movement. Then he got to the UFC. And he just kept getting better and better. That's what impressed me about Cory. I mean, some guys plateau. Cory evolves. Every year, you see something new, a new setup, a new angle, a new wrinkle in his game. That's why he stays relevant in one of the toughest divisions in the sport. Now, Mario Bautista, oh man, this man's story is different. He didn't get the same spotlight coming in. No giant fanfare, no huge promotional push. He simply kept showing up and winning fights, improving, and making people pay attention. Sometimes that's the best way, because expectations don't become pressure. They become fuel. Every time Bautista fought, people kept saying, let's see if he's for real. Well, after enough wins, you stop asking. You already know. The dude is definitely real. All right? Now, let's get into their last 3 fights. Now, let's talk about what both men have done recently. Sandhagen has spent the last several years fighting the absolute best in the bantamweight division. Whether he's facing explosive knockout artists, elite wrestlers, or fellow technicians, he's consistently tested himself against championship-level competition. That can't be denied or ignored. Look, even in defeat, he remains competitive and continued to adding new layers to his game. Even in defeat, the dude just keeps growing. Now, Bautista, He's been on a strong run of his own. You can't deny that. He's definitely been putting heads to bed and putting together impressive performances that have steadily elevated his position in the rankings. His recent victories have shown improved striking, smart decision making, and the ability to dictate the pace against dangerous opponents. Each outing, he has looked a little bit more polished than his last. So while Sandhagen has the experience advantage against elite competition, Bautista enters this fight with plenty of confidence of his own and momentum. So let's talk about their styles. Because, like we said earlier, styles make fights. Okay? Here's where things get fun. Now, Cory, man, watching this dude strike is like watching jazz if you were able to see jazz music. You don't even know where the next note is coming from. He's long, he's creative, he switches stances, throws knees, spinning attacks, flying knees, question mark kicks, elbows. He has angles, everything. You spend so much time trying to figure out what he's throwing that you've already been hit by it. He's one of those fighters who doesn't let you get comfortable. Every exchange looks different. Every combination has another layer. It's beautiful to watch. I recall the fight with Cory Sandhagen and Frankie Edgar. That knee, that flying knee, the way he set it up. And I've seen him do that and throw that knee maybe 3 different times. And I studied it and I watched how he sets it up. Oh my God, it's classic. It's a beautiful thing to see. I mean, to watch this dude set up that flying knee. What he actually does, the way Cory sets up his flying knee, okay? The way Cory sets up the flying knee is that he'll throw a jab. He might throw a jab with a right cross, right? And then he'll step back and step to the right. He takes a step back and step to the right. Because he's been pressing you, he's actually setting you up. He's setting the trap. The jab and the straight is to set the trap. So when he takes that step back, most fighters follow him. And when you follow him, then he throws the knee. It's beautiful to see the timing on this. If you can go back to some of those fights, find the videos on YouTube, go back and watch. He does exactly what I say. He throws a jab and a cross, and then he takes a couple of steps back and he baits you to follow him. And soon as you follow him, the dude soars through the air. And good night, Irene. You're face down on the canvas. I mean, what he did to Frankie was beautiful. And it hurt my feelings too, because I like Frankie, man. I liked Frankie a lot. When Frankie came to the game, I thought Frankie Edgar was the joint, man. He was scrappy, he was small, but the dude had a lot of heart, man. Frankie was the type of dude to beat you up in the parking lot at the pizzeria, the local pizzeria, and everybody talk about that shit Monday in school. I mean, Frankie, he was something special, but when it came to that flying knee from Cory, it was over. It shut his lights off. Now let's move into. I digress, man, but I just wanted to. That came to mind. I just needed to share that. But let's move on to Mario Bautista. He's a cleaner fighter. He's more economical, less flashy. He's very efficient. He's not trying to win style points. He's trying to win rounds. He has good footwork, sharp boxing, excellent timing. I mean, timing is incredible. And he's a solid wrestler. His wrestling is solid. He doesn't waste movement. He doesn't overcommit. He doesn't chase highlights. He's trying to make the right decisions every single second. And sometimes that's harder than throwing spinning elbows. So let's get into both fighters, their strengths. Sandhagen's biggest strength It's his creativity. If plan A doesn't work, he's already on plan C. Okay? His ability to improvise inside the cage separates him from almost everybody in the bantamweight division. I mean, really. He's so excellent at controlling range that reach becomes a nightmare, especially for shorter opponents. Now, Bautista's biggest strength is his discipline. You rarely see him panic. Rarely. He doesn't abandon the game plan because somebody landed one punch. He stays patient. He keeps building. He keeps scoring. He keeps making good decisions. That's championship behavior. Now, weaknesses. We all have weaknesses. Nobody's perfect. Cory, he sometimes gets a little too creative. You know that friend that orders something weird at a restaurant? Everybody else get burgers. He orders grilled octopus over mango rice or some shit. That's Cory. That's how Cory fights. He's always doing too much at times, and it's spectacular when it works. But that's his fighting style, and we can't take anything from it. I mean, it works for him, and that's just what it is. He'll throw something spectacular when a simple jab would have worked. But I think that's the beauty and the danger of his creativity. The dude is definitely a martial artist. Now, Mario's biggest weakness, sometimes being patient can work against him, especially against elite fighters. Waiting too long gives away rounds. You can't always let the fight come to you. Sometimes you got to go take it. Against somebody like Sandhagen, hesitation could cost you because Cory scores in bunches. Okay, now whoever controls the distance, I think that's going to be the determining factor. This might be the question of the night. If Sandhagen controls the range, he's going to have success. If Bautista closes the distance and makes this physical, gets inside, now we've got a completely different fight. Completely different. Distance wins championships. Ask any striking coach. The fighter controlling where exchanges happen usually controls the fight. That's just what it is. It is what it is. So it's going to come down to not just a battle of skills. Like we said earlier, it's a chess match. So it's going to be a mental battle as well. This isn't just about punches. It's about patience versus creativity. It's about discipline versus unpredictability. It's about structure versus chaos. I mean, it's almost like watching an engineer fight an artist. One wants everything calculated. The other paints outside the lines. And honestly, that's why I love MMA. No two fights are ever the same. Let's dig deeper, man, because this matchup is a lot closer than people think. Everybody keeps looking at the rankings. Everybody keeps looking at resumes. But here's something I've learned after watching this sport for over 20 years. The guy with the longer resume doesn't always win. Sometimes the hungrier guy wins. Sometimes the healthier guy wins. Sometimes the guy who simply has the better night walks out with his hand raised. That's why we love this sport. There's no guarantees once that cage door locks. That's the beauty of the UFC. That's the beauty of MMA. Now, how they handle different styles. One thing I respect about Cory Sandhagen is that he's seen just about everything. He's fought explosive knockout artists, elite wrestlers, pressure fighters, counter strikers, guys who wanted to brawl, guys who wanted to point fight. Every one of those experiences has made him more complete. When somebody tries to surprise Cory, there's a good chance he's already seen something similar before. Experience matters, especially at the highest level. Now, Mario Bautista has taken a different road. He's built confidence one fight at a time. Every camp has added another piece to his game. I mean, his striking becomes sharper. His wrestling has become more reliable. Now, Mario Bautista has taken a different road. He's built confidence one fight at a time. Every camp has added another piece to his game. His striking has become sharper. His wrestling has become more reliable. His defense has improved. You can tell he's a fighter who actually studies his performances instead of just celebrating his wins. That's dangerous. The most dangerous fighter isn't always the one with the biggest punch. It's the one who's still improving. Now, what ran through my mind was, where can each man be exploited? Let's flip the script. If I'm in Sandhagen's corner, I'm saying, don't let Mario settle into a rhythm. Because once Bautista gets comfortable, he starts putting rounds together. He starts controlling the pace. He starts making smart decisions. You've got to disrupt that. Keep him guessing. Keep him reacting. Never let him feel like he's dictating the fight. And if I'm in Bautista's corner, I'm saying, make Cory work. Don't admire his movement. He's very flashy, very good looking. Cut the cage. Attack his legs. Mix in level exchanges. I mean, you got to. You can't just stand there and think you're just going to walk him down. You got to mix in level changes. Make every exchange a physical one. If you give Cory all the space in the world, he's going to make you pay for it and pay dearly. I mean, we're talking about stuff made for highlight reels. Okay? That's Cory Sandhagen. You could definitely end up on one of his highlight reels if you don't play it smart. Now, who has the better gas tank? Okay. Here's another underrated factor: cardio. Everybody loves the knockout. Everybody loves submissions, but conditioning wins fights. I trained under Mike Bell, which is he's an old school guy, 10-time world kickboxing champion. And Mike Bell was the first person who ever taught me that. He said, man, you gotta be in shape to fight. If you ain't got no win, you can't fight. So you gotta have some type of cardio. So whoever has the best conditioning can possibly win this fight, especially at bantamweight. These guys move so much that if your gas tank isn't on full, you're in trouble. Both men have proven they can fight at a high pace for 3 rounds. Neither guy is likely to fade early, so you can get that out of your head. That means little mistakes become huge mistakes. Little mistakes become huge mistakes. Because when neither fighter is tired, the margin of error gets very small. So the X factor. You know what I think the X factor is? It's going to be confidence. Not fake confidence, real confidence. The kind that's built from putting in thousands of hours when nobody's watching. Both guys have it, but confidence changes during a fight. One clean knockout, one clean knockdown, or one big scramble, one big punch, one successful takedown, one momentum shift. Now confidence starts moving from one corner to the other. Momentum is real in this sport, y'all. Now, the keys to victory for Cory Sandhagen. Number one, own the center of the cage. Don't spend the night backing up. Can't do that against this dude. Own the center of the cage. Number two, use his length. If Cory uses his length and he keeps Mario on the end of his punches and kicks, it's going to be a long night. It's going to be a real long night for Mario. Number three, mix up his attack. He can't become predictable. 1 minute punches, next minute knees, then elbows, then kicks. Keep Mario thinking. Finally, stay defensively sound, defensively responsible. Because Bautista is patient enough to capitalize if you get reckless. If you get reckless, he can definitely capitalize. Now, for Bautista, he has to be able to pressure Cory without chasing him. Chasing Cory is dangerous. So he has to be able to pressure him in a way where he doesn't walk into something or run into something. There's a difference. Cutting angles, don't follow Cory around. Attack Cory's body, that'll slow him down. Force clenches, make Cory carry his weight somehow. Then when opportunities present themselves, open up. Mario can't afford to lose rounds waiting for the perfect opening. Can't afford to do that. Sometimes good opportunities become great opportunities because you create them. So he's got to go out on a limb. He's got to somehow be able to push past what he's normally done, and hopefully that will benefit him. Cory's a tough guy to prepare for. He's a wizard, man. So let's get down to the official Knuckle Game prediction. All right, guys. So it's time for me to put my neck on the line. I've talked a lot of shit. I've talked about a lot. I think this is one of those fights where fans watching at home are going to appreciate it even more the second time they watch it. Because there's going to be so many little details, foot placement, head movement, feints, distance management. This is high-level MMA. So my predictions, I think Cory Sandhagen's experience against elite competition becomes the difference. Not because Mario isn't good. He absolutely is. But Cory has fought championship caliber opponents for years. And I think that experience helps him make the right adjustments in the later rounds. I'm taking Cory Sandhagen by unanimous decision after a competitive technical battle. But don't sleep on Bautista. Don't sleep on him. If he wins, it won't be an upset to me. It'll be proof that the next wave of contenders has officially arrived. So, what's next for Sandhagen if he wins? He's right back in the title conversation. One more statement victory could put him in line for another shot at UFC gold. Now, if Bautista wins, everything changes. Now you're talking about a career-defining victory over one of the division's best, Cory Sandhagen. That's going to open up doors to top 5 opponents, bigger paydays, and potentially a title eliminator. That's why this fight matters so much. It isn't just about Saturday night. It's about who takes the next step towards becoming UFC champion.